The business scenario is this. The store managers have been telling the executive team that they're getting a lot of customer requests to rent 3D TVs. And so your executive has asked you to form a team to identify which 3D TVs to offer in which marketplaces at what pricing levels. Now, knowing that your team needs to collaborate on this project, you're going to use a tool, Quickr, for WebSphere Portal that will allow them to share information, discuss, comment, and review the various types of information that will then be presented to the executive team. Now, obviously, the first thing that needs to be done is to create an actual team space. As you can see here, you have several choices of templates that you can choose from, or you can do your own custom team place and choose the different components or types of content that you want to include in your team space, such as project management, event management, document repository, blogging, and such. Now, in our case, we're just going to choose the team place template that will give us a document repository and wiki. And so obviously you'll name the team place. It will provide a URL access for that team place, and you will choose the type of access you want to provide. We're going to choose the first option, which is the default, which will allow anyone to join it. If we wanted to actually require that members or individuals request access, then we'd choose the second option, which is this place allows public access. They will have a join to place button as a result of that. If you want to actually restrict it to a set of individuals, then you'd choose the third option where it wouldn't be visible in the public places, and only those members that have been invited will be able to see it in their places. You can also tag this place, which is another way to identify or find places pertinent to particular subject areas like marketing or store or 3D TVs. So this place is now being created so that the team can collaborate. Again, there's a document repository as well as a wiki and a blog. You're seeing the default names here, but those can be changed quite easily. The first thing that we want to do is actually add a member, Roger Brest, to this particular team place, because he's going to be a key member of the project team, and so we're searching the directory, finding, and we can add him. Now, an interesting point here is that we can actually add members who are external to our organization. So if we had a particular vendors we wanted to add in and give some access to this area that might be feeding us some information about 3D TVs, we can do that. All we need to know is their email address. There is no additional setup required from the IT side to add them to a directory or add a local account system. Now, Roger, we made a mistake. We actually wanted to make him an editor versus a contributor, and I'll talk about those roles in a minute here. So we've added Roger as an editor to our team place. Now we're going to go into our library and we're going to create a structure to the library. We're going to add a couple of folders to the library. The first folder will be for market analysis information, so we'll ask everybody to put any trend analysis and market sizes and such into that folder. The second folder we're going to add is a product oriented folder. So as we find information about the different 3D TVs from Samsung and Sony and such, we'll actually deposit those into this particular folder so that people can review all the information. Now, we can configure this library, or the owner can, and you can do options like setting an indicator to show any new documents or folders or categories that have been added and in what time frame. So we're going to go with 1 day. We'll also enable it for rich text editing, so you don't have to have PowerPoint or some other tool. It can all be done within it. Make the default to drag and drop to bring things in, and we'll go ahead and save those library options, and that will go across the entire library. You can see right here both folders were just added today, so they have the new show indicator in front of them, and that easily can find it. You can add this team place to your favorites so that when you log in, You can go immediately see your favorites and go to it very quickly. Now, as a manager of this team space, we can do many different things, like changing the layout, changing the titles and text, static text. In this case, we're just going to take a quick look at the different roles that are available within the framework here. The out-of-the-box roles, there are 4 of them that you see here. Manager, which is what I am, has complete access to the team space. Readers, which is the default for anyone that joins, whether from the public or private, they can view content and read content, but they cannot contribute or edit any content. Contributors can actually add content and can edit their own content, but they can't edit or delete any content from anyone else. Editors, they can actually not only create their own content, but they can also edit and delete content from other users. Now, if you look, you can see that for each component within the team place, we can actually set different access levels. So we may want to set editor access at the library level and just contributor access at the blog level. This allows us also to add new roles that may be different combinations, so you can easily add that and assign those roles to different individuals. Now, some of these buttons, like the customize and place actions, those will not actually be shown to the other users. Only the manager will see those. Now, we can also go in and manage the library, and you can have multiple libraries in a team space. And what we're going to do is actually add a new document type that will incorporate some workflows, so that before things can be published, they go through an approval process. Now, this particular workflow, we can make it specific to the type document file type it is, like a Word document or spreadsheet or image. In this case, we're just going to leave it open. Now, for a new document type, we can turn on and enable versioning, document versioning, which is useful so that you can keep track of and review every version that you might have. We can also, and we're going to do it here, set up approvals. And you have 2 options. You can either set up a sequential or serial approval process, where you add all the approvers and put them in the proper sequence, or you can have a parallel approval process where you'll name all the users, and if any one of them approves it, then the document type will be published, public viewing, to the members of the community. So we're going to add Spillman by searching the directory real quick. Again, this can be internal and external users. We found him, and we'll add him to the list of approvers. And so there'll just be one level of approval required to add documents when we're using that particular document type. We don't necessarily have to use that document type for everything, so you can be selective. Here's an example where I've gone into a different public place, and you can see there's a join this place button to the right. And so that was an example of a situation where they chose the second type of access option, where you have to actually request to become a member of that community, as opposed to just automatically being able to read all the documents within the community.